Alright. What the heck's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Salt Mines, where we watch Starcraft players have mental breakdowns, because playing real-time strategy games, you are basically role-playing as an ancient general, or I guess a futuristic general in this case. And if there's anything I know about famous historical figures, a lot of us like to think we're Napoleon in the early days in Italy and in Egypt and making these cool campaigns, fighting against the Austro-Hungarian Empire with these great battles where he's outnumbered. But realistically, a lot more of us are actually like Napoleon when he's like, you know what's a good idea, guys? My ally Spain, let's invade them secretly for no reason and get destroyed in guerrilla warfare and then complain about it. After losing all my armies to this, let's try and invade Russia in winter. That's essentially the sort of decision-making most of us actually make. We think we're prime Napoleon, winning warfare, winning battles, being a genius. Most of us are over the hill Napoleon when he was getting a little bit paunchier, getting a little bit more crazy, a little bit more conservative, lost his aggressive edge as a general, and we want to blame everybody else except for ourselves. Anyways, let's go. Napoleon did actually invade during summer. It was a bit late in summer, wasn't it? Anyway, point being, he's like, oh, I'll just get a big battle. We'll just keep going. We'll keep going. We'll spend a month looting. Was it St. Petersburg or wherever it was? Wherever it was, where he's like, let's loot here for a month because I think they're about to sue for peace. Uh-oh. It's snowing. We better leave, guys. Anyways, point being, he made some bad decisions the longer things went. And, yeah. Was it just Moscow? I think no, there was another one. He went past Moscow a fair bit, I'm pretty sure, didn't he? I'm sorry, I literally was like a few weeks ago, I was watching videos on this and I've already forgotten. Long story short, there are many generals, historical characters who start off with some really genius decision-making or some successful risk-taking, and then their opponents learn their tricks, figure things out, and they often start basically suiciding themselves. All right, so second gas goes down. This is the worst proxy racks I've ever seen in my life, guys. Baron LZ on the left side, M the Great on the right. This is such a slow bunker marine rush. Guys, this is like not even closer to the Protoss base. He just built his barracks in a random corner. Did he think the Protoss spawned in the bottom left or something? This is terrible. Here we go, guys. SCV's gonna pull back Marines as well. Get out of here. Oh, gosh. Okay, so 4 probes. Pulling just 4 probes is kind of wild against this, but it's such a flaccid rush that I think it's perfectly fine. Like, guys, if your first Marine arrives at the enemy base and they already have an Adept out, you may have messed up your build. This is an appallingly bad cheese from the Terran. I still don't know who's going to rage in this game, by the way. I imagine it's the Terran, because this is the worst thing I've ever seen. He's floating 500 minerals. Wait, why do you only build 2 barracks? I guess he's got a third one in the ramp as well. He's got an SCV pretending to be ready to build a command center. And we've got a bunker killed, not even cancelled, 2 SCVs and 2 Marines for 3 probes. M the Great, though, only has 1 Adept. What the hell? M the Great was so busy microing probes, they didn't build extra units. Oh no, M the Great, not like this. Okay, at least you're doing a good job of pulling the probes, but mate, you gotta, oh no, don't lose the Adept. Okay, we get 1 more Marine pulling back to the battery. These Marines, I love that they're still microing Marines back and forth as if they can beat an Adept with 2 Marines. Command Center does go down along with the double gas. Baron is actually, this is, oh, it's not an all-in. It's a light pressure, guys. This is a light pressure. And then he's gonna chill out and kind of go to the next one. Yeah. It was yeah, Moscow they burned down. Now, apparently, it wasn't even ordered by the generals to burn down Moscow. Apparently, it was like the governor just basically let out a bunch of prisoners and was like, guys, burn this city down. I don't know. It seemed kind of crazy. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, it was St. Petersburg he went all the way through to, which is a massive overcommitment, guys. I mean, to be fair, invading Russia in the first place is kind of an insane person's game, but yeah, it kind of made sense. If he left after Moscow, it would have been, yeah, probably a pretty successful campaign, right? Anyways, we've got Glaive Adepts on the way. This is how you know M the Great's a Chad Gamar. Oh, he cancels it and goes charge. Oh, that's not as cool. Do we have tooltips turned on? Yes, we do. Pretty good transition for the Terran, considering. I mean, the proxy racks at the start was so bad, but he's actually lifted back, built 2 tech labs, has a reactor on the way, 3rd command center. It's not bad macro. Aha! Your battery has energy. You can't just not scout and survive. Okay, you gotta work on the way. Okay, so he's kind of making fun of he's like, you didn't scout, but he did scout. Remember he scouted earlier with a probe, and you tried to pretend it was a normal build? And he built a safety battery anyway because it looked really sus. And the 4,523rd billionth get out of jail for free card. Dude, you attacked him with 1 Marine and an SCV at 2.5 minutes. Dude, if the guy has an Adept out before you've even got 2 Marines at his base, you done goofed. That's like complaining that you, in the prime of your athleticism with no handicap, lost a race to an old man with a walking stick, and it's his fault because he used a walking stick, and that's unfair resistance. Forgetting the fact that he literally still has shrapnel in his hip from the Great War. That's right, he's like 123, he'd be like 140 these days. He's a 140-year-old guy with shrapnel in his hip. You lost a race to him, you're like, it's a you and a walking stick. Get out of... You just get to win the race for free card. Wow. I don't get to use a walking stick. You're actually insane. Anyways. Pig, will there be a Starcraft 3? Yeah, 2033, guys. I've predicted that in 2019, and I stand by it. It's going to be outsourced to a studio that has nothing to do with Blizzard. And if Blizzard gets involved at all, it'll be garbage. And if Blizzard just lets them do their thing, it might be good. We'll see. I don't know which studio will make it. If Blizzard makes it, it'll be a mobile game. And it'll be, you have to pay to get Vespene gas with your credit card every time if you want to make tech units. Marine Marauders coming forward. Zealot Stalkers gonna chase him back. Dude, haha. How many HP, says Baron? I mean... Dude, you're attacking with like 8 units at 6.5 minutes. You built 3 command centers. Why don't use them? Why would you attack half-cocked? He doesn't even have combat shields. He didn't even wait for it. He's going to stim and run home. Quit your whining and spend your money, mate. Drop your mules. Take a 3rd base. You could absolutely outmass this Protoss player. This Protoss player's macro is actually not that great. And the Great did a good defense, but he's kind of behind on things. Doesn't have forges either. You got double upgrades, but uh-oh. Oh, the 2-prong. Oh, he attacks his own command center. Baron does stim into the main. That was a pretty quick response. I gotta say, very impressive. But Stalker Adept Zealot runs in the natural as well. Oh, if he had a force field for the ramp, Baron would actually have a mental breakdown. Can you imagine if a sentry walked in and force fielded his army in the main right here? Can you guys imagine the outburst that we would have got from Baron here? Oh my god. It would have been like, I think it would have gone from kind of funny complaints, him being a bit of a silly head, to straight up, it would have just gone back to, honestly, my least favorite version of Salt, which is just people spamming racist and homophobic words over and over again, which is just so unoriginal. But I guarantee either that would have come out, or it would have been a gem. Like a burn your family rat, you know? I'm gonna burn your family rat! Your guinea pig, I'm gonna suffocate your guinea pig! You know, like, it would have been something outlandish and ridiculous, because there's always a point when someone actually loses it where their brain gets set on fire and they lose their ability to actually make coherent sentence words, and their insults usually become hilariously funny as a result. Unfortunately, in this case, Baron's not quite there yet, but I have noticed there's a time delay. So I think each time he warps in the main or defends with his shield battery, it kind of sets a fuse in the brain of Baron, and like 20 to 30 seconds later, we'll see Baron be like, wow, you could just make units anywhere on the map, huh? We're gonna see it. We're going to see it. More batteries are going down. I don't think batteries are good in this situation where you're mostly playing Mass Zealot, but I think they're good in the situation where your opponent is clearly so triggered by shield batteries that he's just going to have a breakdown if he attacks and gets blocked by shield batteries again. So I think it's absolutely a good idea, not for this situation, just pieces versus pieces, but mentally for breaking Baron's few remaining shreds of dignity in this game. Now, it is going to be just pure biomine for now. 3 barracks are there. Hasn't floated the 3rd out. Looks like we've forgotten to put on gas on the natural after that last attack. And we'll see how long Baron takes to realize... Oh my gosh, he pulls everyone onto the gas! That's one way of doing it. That is certainly one way of doing it. Oh my. Oh, that's it. That's a technique. And we're going to build a 4th command center before taking our 3rd. Guys, here's a tip. If you have more command centers than you have barracks, you're doing it wrong. All right? This is like buying a subwoofer and a spoiler before buying the car. You know, you're like, I've got my fully 6 sound system, I've got my spoiler, I've got the subwoofer. And they're like, but you don't have a car, Gary. What are you fucking doing? And he's like, well, I'm going to buy one soon. I want to get all the different utilities and different pieces first. I got to get all the accessories. You're like, it's not how you do it. You didn't see Looking for the Protoss skill. You didn't see the 3 racks. You can still do anything. M the Great's like, I saw it. I predicted it. I'm pretty sure he didn't, guys. He built 1 adept. He pulled the probes, which was nice, but he only built 1 adept. I think if you know there's a 3 racks coming, you're gonna have more than 1 shield battery and 1 adept. But I'm glad we are on the same opinion that I used so much skill to defend. Dude, M the Great here. I mean, this is the problem with these rage guys like Baron, is they make it so easy, like so clear where their trigger points are. And it's so easy to like taunt them and just tear them apart because they're so fragile and they make it so obvious what they're going to have a cry about, you know? It really does feel sometimes like they're stepping into a roast battle and being like, I got mummy issues. I feel a lot of insecurity about my work and that I don't think people value me there. Like, you're just like, mate, you got to keep something back. Don't make it too easy for your opponent to just make you feel so insecure. Jeez. The Bio is still trying to bait Colossus into Widow Mines, guys. I don't think he's realized the Colossus have 9 range, the Marauders have 6. Every time he runs in and out like that, the Colossus are getting a lot more hits than his units are. The micro Baron's doing is good if it was just Zealots and Archons, because there's Colossus, it makes no sense. But of course, I don't think Baron's a very good StarCraft player. I would dare say, not great. He's going to find the 4th base. But is this a one-way trip is the problem? Because there is Blink out. There's only 1 Stalker, though. Zealot's going to jump on top. The Bio is heavily damaged. He's going to click the Nexus. Oh my gosh, he's going to lose the whole both double drop. Oh, and he doesn't get it. Oh, the Rage is coming. Yeah, wow. You don't even need to defend your Nexus. You just A-move. Baron can't even type fast enough. Baron's typing is so slow. Stops to drop mules. Just says, yeah, I knew it. See, your team's unfair. Your pieces are better than mine. Nice micro, says M the Great. I predicted it, says Baron. Oh, they're using the same line back at them. M the Great says, I predicted it. I mean, is he kind of making fun? Because he's like, well, how did you know I was going for your 4th? It's like, you know he took like 15 seconds to get there, right? Like, you know he was not in position to defend that. Dude, this Prism is absolutely torturing him, though. The Prism just keeps going in, going out. I love the way M the Great just cues it away so it can never get sniped. Because Baron right now is getting medevac balled, or prism balled. He really wants to deal with that prism. He just can't. Where is my... What's he gonna say? Get out of jail for free. Where's my get out of jail for free? He didn't use recall. He didn't use storms. He didn't use disruptors. I tried. I built a bunker. And it ran out of energy. He's like, oh, my bunker just ran out of energy. If only I could energy recharge my bunker. I mean, he's so confused, he can't even figure out what he's saying. Just practice more. But then I get my 2nd get out of jail for free. Just fucking give it energy, because you know. Has this guy ever played against Battery Overcharge? No counterplay if it's Protoss. Fuck you. Now, here's the funny thing. If there was no shield battery and M the Great just A-move 15 probes at the start, he shuts you down just as hard. No counterplay if it's Protoss. F you for playing Terran. This is going to be good for the Salt Vault, says M the Great. Haha. And does enjoy lapping up those salty tears. I just want to once again show you guys the benchmark of this optimized Terran build order. All right, so I know we were kind of talking about Napoleon at the start, and you guys might have missed. These 2 SCVs went out not close to the enemy base. All the way over here. Now, you could argue it's to hide it from scouting, but build them down here. If you're going to commit this much, build them near the enemy base, you donkey. and then the problem as well is we build a barracks at home. We're trying to pretend like this is a normal build. But I mean, look at this. The probe goes in and sees like a very suspiciously empty worker line. You might be wondering, well, how do I know that's not enough workers? He doesn't have gas mining. You can literally look at your own base and be like, hey, I've got 15 workers plus 2 plus another one. Wait a second. I have 19 workers out. Even if there's an SCV that's coming to scout me that I've somehow missed, there's like 13, like there's workers missing here, here, here. There's 3 patches with no workers. There's no one building a gas. This guy appears to be on 14 workers, maybe 15 in his base. How is he down 3 workers at the start of the game? Well, he's not. They're over here, aren't they? So this is blatantly obvious there's a rush coming, and I think that's probably why M the Great does build a shield battery. And you can be like, but look, you couldn't see what I was doing. It's like, why are you walling him in? Yet maybe when you kill the probe, you go build a command center on the natural and you go triple command center. What's more likely is that you're hiding extra barracks and you're doing some sort of marine rush. Now, I don't know if he actually read that or not, but check out the timing on this. So the pylon goes down, and then he doesn't even react ahead of time. He literally just chronos in a depth, which is super standard, and then he's like, oh, you're building a bunker 30 seconds before your marine arrives in vision of my pylon? I should probably pull some probes and eventually build a shield battery. Like, you could not give your opponent more obvious warning of what you're doing while hitting a delayed enough timing to this. One marine arrives at 2.5 minutes. That's when it gets in the natural and starts shooting things. And then a second marine arrives. Are these barracks even building? Like, where are the marines? How do you complain? Who hits with 2 marines and 1 SCV at 2 minutes 45 and then complains they didn't win the game? Like, this is not Protoss. This is your own weaponized incompetence. Jeez. All right, guys. Game 2 of today's Salt Mines down here. Oh, gosh. I can't read Cyrillic, guys. What's it say? Yunta? Yinte? I don't know. I could just call him Y, but otherwise I'm going to let... It's Unitaz, says Twitch chat. Unitaz! All right, guys. We've got Unitaz in the bottom left side of the map. Thank you. We had 2 people translate that. Thank you. Bookworm in the top right side of the map. Okay, so it's Zerg against Terran. Now... I don't want to stereotype, guys. Oh, Unitaz means toilet, apparently. Unitaz. I don't want to stereotype, but generally, the thing I've heard from my friends that play on EU ladder a lot is if you see a name with the Cyrillic letters, there is a 300% increase in the chance of them insulting you a lot with some very broken English. You know, this is the alphabet where I'm pretty sure Burn Your Family Rat came from. You know, all sorts of ones. That one's burnt into my brain, as you can tell. I always bring that one up. But, you know, I piss your mother's face. They'll say stuff like this. They tend to... There is some of the funniest things. I always think of the scene from Bad Boys. You guys remember the original Bad Boys film where the guy sees they've got guns in the convenience store and he pulls out a gun. He's like, you try to rob me? He's like, you motherfuck, or something. He says something like, you motherfuck, rather than you motherfuckers. And it's just... it's like burnt into my brain, the memory. I'm like, there's something about insulting people in a broken version of the swears where it's kind of just in the wrong order that just, it tickles my brain in a special way. So personally, I'm hoping it is the Cyrillic name who rages, just so we get some of those, but we don't know. I never know going into these games. I purposely try to avoid seeing it, but making a wild prediction, we will find out. Up here in the top right, Bookworm is playing... this is Amygdala, by the way, so it looks like last season. This is pre-patch, not that too much changed in this matchup. Tech Lab first. Into a factory against Zerg. Okay, guys, so... Problem with opening Cyclone against Zerg is they have this thing called Zergling speed, and they can just surround your Cyclone and wreck it. Oh... Right? Like... This is going to be interesting. All right, we'll see what this is. Yeah, so his name means toilet. Unitaz is toilet, apparently, guys. I think I might call him toilet instead then. Toilet? No, Unitaz. Apparently his name is toilet, so let's see how we go. All right, what do we got? Command center on the high ground, factory coming up, Marine just chilling. Meanwhile, Bookworm's going to go for a 3rd base, it looks like. Injects a hatchery, drops a creep tumor. Overlord already building, and it is going to be a 3rd base down here in the straight line. Interesting, doesn't go for the triangle base. This base is normally a bit harder to defend on Amygdala, but if you can get creep out past this watchtower up this ramp, it can be pretty damn good. Let's check the APM. Oh, okay, so we're looking at platinum. Probably platinum, maybe gold. This APM level could be gold. Oh, it's tank first. Actually, wait, on this patch, was the Cyclone still... I'm trying to remember, guys. Was the Cyclone still a reacted Cyclone at this point? I honestly, like, my memory is that bad. Last season on this map, but I can't remember. Anyways, Siege Tank is coming out now. It's going to try and just defend. So this is basically, if you ever see a Terran just sieging tanks, guys, that's it. I was going to say, they're just going to sit there with their balls in their hand, stroking themselves for the next while. And we're also going to see... Why? Why wouldn't you just take your natural? He's like, mate, I'm not going to secure my natural. I know I have a tank I could put on the high ground, but no, I'm going to lift 5 SCVs and float them down in a single Zergling. Oh, did you want to land here? Fuck you. Nah. Oi, you know, you could drop the SCVs and kill it. 5 SCVs beats the Zergling pretty handily. I'd go for it, mate. He's just gonna look at it. The Zergling's just, nah, dickhead. You guys gonna bring a tank over for it. Oh, okay. Also, the fusion core stopped building, guys. He accidentally pulled an SCV off the fusion core. Viking does clean up the Overlord. Does the Overlord see the fusion core? It does. And the Zerg's already panicked and gone mass queen spore crawler, even though the fusion core wasn't gonna finish. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of the correct response. Wait, where does SCVs go? Oh, SCVs! Oh, they gotta hide! Hide, boys! He cancels the planetary, loads the SCVs inside. Dude, he has 1,400 minerals in the bank, and he's focusing on this. He's not even making a planetary. Okay, now he's gonna make the planetary. The Zerg made 4 spores and 7 queens before a battlecruiser even started building. This is fantastic. It's like, you are doing the right thing, you're just doing it minutes too early. Meanwhile, the Terran's like, well, let's build 2 more command centers. I gotta spend my money. Oh, this is amazing. Unitaz playing peak turtleneck. And the counter to this is just build like 6 bases and 100 drones. Unfortunately, Bookworm is gonna headbutt Zerglings to their death. And that is a really bad call because the planetary is now up. There's tanks behind it. You just aren't going to get in here. But if you just take 2 hatcheries, hold the drone key down, don't take gases, but take minerals first, and then take gases, you'll be good. Problem, Bookworms ruined their own economy a little bit by killing drones to build spores. Ruined it more by massing Zerglings. They've left Overlords everywhere. They're going to hemorrhage out to the Vikings. Oh my god, but the door's open! The door's open! What the... Why? 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 Mystic Otrol, will you quit? Oh, will you quit? Oh, please. You lost. Bro, rage off. Don't be a loser. It suck. Not a win. Not a win. Stop being a raging idiot. Quit. Stop being a raging. You lost. Accept that you lost. You lost. You raging. You raging idiot. Don't be raging idiot. Quit now. He leaves the door open, the Lings get in, and now he's just trying to convince the Zerg player that they lost the game and that they should leave. He's like, you leave. Accept you lost. You leave. Has this ever worked for anyone? This level of cope. Fusion core even gets sniped. Lings running around the base. I can't believe it. You are a bitch, BO, sour loser, or lolzer. Sucked. I think it's meant to be sucked for real. You are my bitch now. Easy win. 1-0 my win. Remember, guys, something we've learned from the salt mines is if you repeat something enough, it becomes reality. A lot of the guys who rage in the salt mines, they watch things like 1984, Animal Farm, a lot of things where, like, basically there's a lot of, like, mental propaganda and brainwashing, and they basically applied it to themselves. So what they do is they play StarCraft really badly, but they just say, I'm good, I play good StarCraft, I'm good StarCraft, you're bad, you bad, as they're losing. And they think if they just repeat it enough times, their opponent will believe it. And don't get me wrong, they clearly do believe it because they are actual complete morons. I don't think they've realized it doesn't usually work on their opponents. We're going to lift the command center up, probably didn't need to do that, could have just left it on the ground. The wall-off is back up, and the single battlecruiser is trying to defend. It's crazy, because this Vikings killed 4 Overlords. The Zerg has not droned up that much. This Zerg would struggle so hard if you didn't leave the door open. And one has to question, guys, if you're going to float your base out to your 3rd to try and sneak a base up, why would you then lower the wall and rally SCVs to that base? Wouldn't you just take this base if you want to rally to it and keep your tank here on the ledge? Which you could have done from the first place. Why would you take your 3rd? Like it makes no sense. He's not even repairing the left side of the wall. He's not even repairing. He's just like, my win. Ah ha ha, idiot. I love to see you mad. You suck. Mate, the Lings. You just let the Lings in your base again. You complete donkey. The Lings are hesitating. They probably could have got that planetary if they stayed on it. But dude, this is crazy. Oh, this player, you know, toilet by name, toilet by nature right now, guys. And I think that is why Bookworm must be able to read their name, because they've said, you know what a toilet's good for? Getting pissed on. And that's exactly what Bookworm's going to do. Corrupt us to kill the battlecruiser, and you know once they've killed that battlecruiser, you know they're going to unzip their fly and piss on this toilet. You know they're going to, man. Still mad? Ah ha 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 ha. 1-0. Ah ha ha. 1-0. Oh my god. You know, I wonder what the crossover is. You know, when you see like a video of someone having like a plane freak out, what do they call it? Like plane psychosis or something. It's that same sort of manic energy where, you know, I can kind of see this player's like pointing at the back of the plane. He's like, they're looking, why are they watching me? You know, like there's this level of like, they're definitely not in the same reality as the rest of us. And that's what I find so fascinating. Still sucking, you R-worded loser, smiley face, 1-0, bye. What the? This is so stupid. Guys, we've got to, I didn't even know the depot was down. I just want to break down that decision making one more time. I mean, this was just a brilliant move, by the way. The single Zergling completely ruining, this Zergling actually won the game because it made the tank move over there rather than covering up here where it should have been. And then at some point we're like, oh, my base is fully saturated. I need to lower my depot and rally SCVs outside my base. When does this happen? This is so dumb. Now, if you're going to do this, surely you would grab 10 SCVs, transfer them all at once, and then raise the depot, right? But no, we're just going to rally our command center over there and just leave the door down. The incompetence. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's amazing. GG. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Salt Mines. I mean, this was just pure genius decision-making in action. Funny thing is, if they weren't so incompetent with it, I think at this skill level, I don't think Bookworm can handle it. If you just don't leave your door open, this style's so obnoxious to play against. I'm so happy Bookworm just clicked the lings in and found a massive opening. GG, well played. If you guys also run into any people out there who are this level of delusional, insane, and moronic, please let me know. The only thing I'm a little sad about in this game is that the toilet didn't stay in the game long enough to get peed on. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Salt Mines. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to all of our Patreons. A special thanks to Wu Zhang, our conductor of the D-Town Express. If you guys want some cool perks, check out the Patreon. There's a link down below if you can afford to put a few dollars in to go above and beyond to support the channel. If not, no worries. We appreciate you anyway. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, and good night.